Hello, how it going, bros? Today I'm here and I'm going to show you my game which I recently played on chess.com and won very nicely. As you can see, it's a miniature game just of 29 moves. Oh, let me show you proof that I really play this. As you can see, this is the game ending. My opponent is Steve2526, which rating is around 1600, and I am around 1750 on rapid. Okay, we are back on the screen. So let's start the game. The game basically goes to Sicilian variations. Opponent plays e4, I play c5. Okay, the reason I want to show you this game because Bobby Fischer used to say that instead of analyzing the games played by the top grandmasters or world champions, you have to analyze the games of basic beginners level. So you can find out the typical mistake that a player around 15 to 1600 rating makes, and then you will start to catch these mistakes and start beating your opponents around the range of 15 and 1600. So that's what the reason I am starting to analyzing the games with. Okay, anyways, let's continue to the board. Opponent play e4, I play c5. Game continues, knight to f3, g6. Okay, basically I call it as a early accelerated dragon, but according to some books it is known as Sicilian Hungarian variation. Okay, I will call it as early Sicilian dragon, accelerated, hyper accelerated dragon. Okay, opponents play bishop to c4. The main move that's supposed to be played is d4 here. Anyways, opponent go in a sideline, he play bishop to c4. Opponent is actually he's trying to threat me on the knight g5, then I am forced to play this, and then he take my pawn. And he will be totally fine, or maybe he take it with this bishop. This is basically my opponent's threat, but I'll just keep on continuing my development. Bishop g7, opponent did the threat, knight to g5, and now I play a very simple and nice move, g6. Excellent. What I'm doing is I'm attacking the opponent's knight on g5 with my queen, and also stopping the bishop from getting to this diagonal. And after that move, I'm also threatening to play the move d5 and push back my opponent's bishop. So that's the reason I play e6. And also, if I need to play my knight on e7, I have that square available. So let's continue to the game. Opponent play d3. So what opponent trying to do is he protect his knight with his bishop. So now my queen cannot take the opponent's knight. And okay, that's all. Now I play d5. As I plan, I am starting to push my opponent's bishop back, moving him backwards. So the game continues. Opponent just come up with bishop b5 and deliver a check. Okay, so here are several logical moves which we can play. We can try bishop to d7, maybe knight d7. But I don't want to exchange my bishop with this bishop, because I think my bishop is, after opening the c8 to h3 diagonal, my bishop is doing a great job on that diagonal, so I don't want to exchange it. That's the reason I simply develop my knight and stop the threat. You may say that, oh, what are you doing? Sorry for this notification. Okay, you may say that, oh, what are you doing, man? You are just keeping your knight into a pin. What are you doing? What the hell are you doing? But that's not the reason. Sooner or later, I am going to play the move a6 and push the bishop away. And if he take it, then I will be totally fine. There is nothing to worry about. But opponent here play the move queen to f3. Now opponent is trying to threat a checkmate to me. But okay, first of all, I want to tell you this move is a mistake. Developing the queen in such an early stage of the game is really bad. It is a bad idea. You don't have to do this. I stop this threat with a very simple move, which also develop my piece in and stop this threat and prepare my king for castling. Okay, I hope you guys find the move. Okay, the move is knight to h6. I think some of the viewers may say and guess that the move is knight f6, but knight f6 is actually a blunder, because if I play knight f6, let me show you this variation. If I play knight to f6, opponent can play e5 and attack my knight, and I have to move my knight, and if I move my knight I got checkmated, so I have to lose my knight. Okay, so this is basically a losing line. I don't go for it. I go to, so sorry, what just happened? I just go to knight to h6, continuing my development, protecting the f7 square and also preparing to castle. Opponent here just castle. I also castled. Okay, now opponent plays c3. What opponent trying to do is he trying to, let me use this brush, he may trying to play d4 and then e5, totally blocking my bishop on g7, but I don't allow him to do so. I play a6. As I mentioned earlier, I started to attack the bishop on b5. Opponent just take my knight. I'm totally fine with this variation, because taking back the bishop will open the b file for my rook, which I can play rook to b1, and I will, after playing rook b1, I will start to create an attack over the b2 pawn, and the bishop may find it very difficult to develop. Okay, so the game continues. He takes my pawn on d5. It's really a mistake. He solved my double pawns on the c file. Now my pawn chain is very smooth, clear and nice. So basically, as you can see, I have a better position than my opponent here. The game continues. Okay, what is the idea of this move? Opponent, let me show you. I cannot take this pawn because then the queen just take my rook. That's the problem. So I'm not allowed to take that. That's why I simply play rook to b8 as I mentioned earlier. Now I'm starting to attack this pawn with my bishop and my rook, creating a threat, and also preparing the move bishop to b7, which may control this very nice diagonal and also threat the queen with the discovered attack. Game continues, knight to c3, opponent protect his pawn on b2 and also making somehow pressure on my t5 pawn. But I play bishop to b7. Now I am threatening to play this move, which is a discovered attack on queen and also attacking opponent's knight. And if opponent knights go to e4, then I will play f5 and then the same threat is going to happen. Opponent see this and play queen e2. Now I play queen to d6. The reason why I play queen to d6 because somehow I want my queen to go on c6 square, and then I will play a very nice move e4, discovered attack. Then the queen and bishop are threatening the checkmate on this g2 pawn with this diagonal, and my pawn is attacking the knight on c3. So there are two threats and opponent cannot stop that two threats with a single move. Because then if my opponent play a move like knight to e4, then I will play f5 and the same thing is going to happen. It will only prolong the misery. So that's why I play queen d6. Opponent plays knight to h3. I don't know what's the idea behind that move. It's so sorry for the notifications. So sorry. Let me okay, so sorry. Okay, opponent plays knight to h3. I don't know what's the idea. I think he's just trying to go back and somehow give his bishop some more squares to controlling on this diagonal, because knight does not doing anything there. Okay, the game continues. I play queen c6 as I mentioned. Now I'm threatening to play d4 and winning the game. And I'm very lucky here then that my opponent missed this. As you can see in my earlier video lectures, I give you a rule that after each opponent's move, you have to ask yourself what is the idea of the last opponent move and what he's going to do next. But opponent may miss this step and he just don't ask himself what is the idea of my move queen to c6, and he just play a foolish move rook to b1, and I got the chance. I played d4, no more to stop the threat. He only prolonged the misery by playing knight e4. I play f5. Now I'm going to take his knight. He just played this. I take his knight. and now I'm totally fine. So okay, I'm not commenting so much on the rest of the game because now I'm easily winning. There is nothing left to analyze it anymore. But anyway, I take the rook, he take with the king, rook f8 check, involving my rook into the play, king goes back, knight come here. Basically my idea is to play knight to e5 and somehow attack this pawn. Bishop here. Then I don't want to play this. I instead play e5, attacking the bishop. I find it more comfortable for me. Opponent play bishop to g3. I play knight to d6. Queen g4. Bishop c8, attacking the opponent's queen. Queen g5. Now opponent is threatening to take my pawn. I ask the question that what is the idea of the last opponent move. Even though I'm winning in this situation, still I ask this question just to make sure I'm winning without any problem. So I play move knight to f7, also defending my e5 pawn and attacking the opponent's queen. Opponent play queen h8, bishop to f6, and here, oh, I'm so sorry. I want you guys here to find the move that how we can trap the queen here, and I just forget that and I just play the move bishop to f6 without asking you guys. I'm so sorry about that. In my upcoming videos I will ask you about this. So bishop to f6, attacking the opponent's queen, and I completely trap the opponent's queen. Opponent has nowhere to protect his queen, so he only prolonged the mystery by playing rook here. And I take his queen and I'm moving very fast. I'm so sorry because I'm just completely winning. And here my opponent doesn't make any move and I win on time. It was a rapid game on chess.com. So that's how you beat a 1600 rating range player. That was the typical mistake that this type of players made. I hope you guys follow my principles I told you and surely break down that ratings barrier and conquer the players of that level. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Goodbye. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, Chess King.